Every day begins with a need to move with purpose, to shop without stress, to send without fear, to pay without delay. For every rider chasing time, for every home that needs restocking, for every voice that needs connection, for every dream that needs delivery. Now.
Good morning and welcome to News Hour on SOM TV. We are broadcasting live from Jalingo, Taraba State. Follow the pulse of the nation on Facebook at SOM TV and watch the live stream on YouTube at SOM TV Live. Now the major headlines. Chief of Armed Staff assures wounded soldiers of top quality care at Kaduna Army Hospital as retired Army officers donated wheelchairs and crutches to wounded soldiers in Kaduna. SIRAP sues Senate President Akpabio and Speaker Abbas over 18.6 billion naira National Assembly funds as Amnesty International raises alarm over school closures in northern Nigeria following kidnappings. Ondo Governor commends troops fighting Boko Haram ISWAP and armed group. I am Esther Oka-Steven with the news info. The Federal University Wukari has awarded Bulus Mayaki, a distinguished public servant and philanthropist, an honorary doctorate of letters in recognition of his impactful humanitarian and community service across Taraba State. The honor presented during the university's combined 8th and 9th convocation ceremony celebrates Mayaki's empowerment of widows, support for education and solar electrification projects, drawing praises from dignitaries, traditional rulers, and community leaders. SOM TV correspondent files in the report.
The atmosphere at the Federal University Wukari was vibrant yesterday as distinguished public servant and director of procurement at the National Rural Electrification Agency, Bulus Mayaki, received an honorary doctorate for his outstanding humanitarian and community service across Taraba State. According to the university, Mayaki's recognition stems from years of impactful service, including the empowerment of over 1,000 widows, major solar electrification projects in Donga and Chinkai, and educational support for hundreds of school children. Mayaki, who also holds the traditional title of Makaman Donga, said he never expected his efforts to be formally acknowledged.
I least expected that people were studying me when I was doing this thing. I was not doing it deliberately because of this award, but because I have the love of my people at heart.
The event attracted dignitaries, traditional rulers, and community leaders, who all described the honor as timely and well-deserved. Later in the evening, a grand reception was held at the Palm Signature Lodge in Wukari, where Mayaki received further commendations for his service to humanity.
The Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Waidi Shaibu, has assured wounded soldiers at the 44 Nigerian Army Reference Hospital in Kaduna of top-quality medical care, emphasizing that their sacrifices for the nation will not be in vain. During a walk-in visit, the Chief of Administration, Major General Isa Abdullahi, toured the facility, assessed conditions, and interacted with the soldiers, noting significant improvements and the hospital's role as a center of excellence for both military personnel and civilians. In a show of support, the Association of Retired Direct Regular Corps 3 of the Nigerian Army donated mobility aid, including wheelchairs and crutches, to wounded soldiers at the 44 Nigerian Army Reference Hospital, Kaduna. Furthermore, Corps President, retired Brigadier General Jeremiah Faransa, during their second annual reunion, noted that the donation aimed to aid recovery, boost morale, and recognize soldiers' sacrifices for the national security. SOM TV correspondents complete the report.
Presenting the kit to the Chief Medical Director of the hospital, the President of the Association, Brigadier General Jeremiah Aliyu Faransa, retired, said the gesture is to encourage them even while they are still recovering from their various degrees of injury.
Here we have a lot of our colleagues who had made a lot of sacrifice, who are heroes that were wounded, and we decided as an association, what do we do to create impact, to show love, care for the wounded.
Responding, the Chief Medical Director of 44 Reference Hospital, Kaduna, Brigadier General Godwin Ogo, appreciated the gesture of the retired officers, saying that the kits will go a long way in mitigating the challenges of the wounded soldiers.
The Chief of Army Staff was here yesterday himself. I'm privileged to see the officers and men who are on admission. He told us the story of how he was here for 3 months with a bullet wound to the leg, to the chest. He stayed here for like 3 months in this same hospital.
Also speaking, the new president of the Retired Army Direct Regular Course 3, Brigadier General Sikiru Adebola Mati, said the mobility kits were donated to boost the morale of the wounded soldiers, calling on them to consider their situation as a sacrifice to the nation building.
They will now marshal out our plan on the way forward for our station.
Highlights of the event is the presentation of gifts to some retired officers of the Direct Regular Course 3. Aminu.
Meanwhile, the Social Economic Rights and Accountability Project filed a lawsuit against Senate President Godswill Akpabio and the House Speaker Tajuddin Abbas for allegedly failing to account for 18.6 billion naira allocated to the National Assembly Service Commission Office Complex. Filed at the Federal Court in Abuja, the suit seeks disclosure of project documents, contractors, and fund utilization after revelation in the 2022 Auditor General report raised concern about transparency. Similarly, Amnesty International expressed concern over northern Nigeria's education crisis after 20,468 schools were closed in 7 states due to kidnapping, including over 300 pupils and teachers in Niger State. Director Isa Sanusi highlighted reoccurring abductions since 2014 as evidence of President's security failure, urging the government to intervene, investigate, and enhance protection measures, particularly for girls, and prevent prolonged school closure and ensure children's access to education. In addition, Ondo State Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa commended soldiers fighting Boko Haram, ISWAP, and other armed groups while hosting Rear Admiral Abdullahi Mustafa in Akure. He praised troops' bravery in preventing attack under difficult conditions. The naval chief highlighted maritime security measures protecting vital assets. Governor Aiyedatiwa pledged continued support, urging citizens to recognize the sacrifices of armed forces personnel and celebrate their commitment to safeguarding lives and property. Furthermore, Oxfam Nigeria reported that its 5 years climate justice initiatives mobilized 15.5 billion naira for local climate finance and climate-smart livelihoods, such as bookkeeping, banquet production, and tree planting. Country Director John McKenna cited achievements including clean cooking stove, climate legislation, journalist training, and civic engagement. Partners emphasized the need to sustain progress as donor funds decline, ensuring long-term environmental impact and resilience in communities across Nigeria. Additionally, over 50 journalists in Delta State attended the 3-day Solution Journalism Seminar in Asaba, organized by the Nigerian Union of Journalists. Chapel Chairman Ifeanyi Olaye said the program equipped reporters with ethical, developmental, and real-time reporting skills. NUJ State Chairman Church Il Oyewo and guest lecturer Raphael Obiasohia stressed evidence-based reporting that highlights workable solutions helping journalists remain relevant in a fast-evolving media landscape while promoting responsible storytelling. Moreover, the National Examination Council accredited select schools in Burkina Faso to host SSCE and BECE exams, expanding its international centers. Spokesman Aziz Sani explained approval followed assessment of facilities, security, and academic record. Nigeria's Ambassador MD Galadima welcomed the decision, noting it reduces financial and safety burdens on families abroad. NECO said the expansion reinforced its position as a leading African examination authority, promoting access from Nigerian students overseas. Concurrently, Katsina State announced plans to clear 20 billion naira in pension gratuity arrears under border reforms. Pension Committee Chairman Dr. Farouk Aminu said Governor Diko Rada will release funds following verification after an earlier 23 billion naira disbursement. The 2025 pension reforms law introduced a dual contributory model for timely, sustainable benefits. Officials aim to restore public confidence, ensuring retirees receive entitlement while modernizing administration and pension service delivery across the state. In Ogun State, authority wants property owners encroaching on highways to remove illegal structures by January 31, 2026. Commissioner Tunji Odulami said unapproved building endangers safety and marquee corridor like the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway. A 3-month amnesty offers 50% penalty reduction for undocumented structures. Owners failing to comply face sanctions. Authorities aim to restore urban planning standard, enhance road safety, and improve orderly development along major transport routes in the state. Meanwhile, the Nigerian Air Force destroyed ISWAP terror cells in Katsina and repelled insurgent attack in Borno under Operation Fasanyama and Operation Adenkai. Air Commodore Heyman Ojoma stated precision airstrike targeted camp, logistic hub, and fleeing insurgents. Integrated air-ground operations protected civilians, disrupted enemies' networks, and prevented regrouping, showcasing NAF's commitment to securing Northwest and Northeast Nigeria against terrorism and insurgency while safeguarding communities. Additionally, the Nigerian Army rescued 12 teenage girls abducted by Boko Haram ISWAP in Musa District, Askira Uba local government area of Borno State. Kidnapped on November 23rd while farming, the girls aged 15 to 20 were recovered through intelligence-led operation under Operation Adenkai. They will receive medical and psychological care at the secure facility. The Army commended troops, informants, and stakeholders, urging communities to support anti-terrorism efforts and prevent further abduction in southern Borno. Furthermore, FCT Minister Nyesom Wike announced plans to integrate private operators into Abuja bus terminals while initially deploying government vehicles. Praising the Central Business District terminal's quality, he criticized delay and unauthorized cost variation on the 15-kilometer Pai Gamani Road. Wike warned of officials responsible and irregularities would face sanctions, emphasizing accountability. The plan aimed to improve transport infrastructure, ensure timely project delivery, and promote public-private collaboration for efficient urban mobility in the FCT. Meanwhile, Rivers State Police arrested 2 suspected carjackers, Abubakar Abdullahi, 43 years old, and Shagari Shehu, 35 years old, linked to vehicle theft in Port Harcourt and neighboring state. Officers recovered a white Toyota Hilux and an ash-colored Toyota Corolla with fake plates. The suspects are under investigation for additional theft. Police Commissioner Olugbenga Adepoju commended operatives and urged public cooperation to enhance community safety while authorities continue operation against organized crime in the state. Additionally, the All Farmers Association of Nigeria, led by President Mohamed Magaji, pledged to strengthen food production and national food security. At his inauguration with the 27 members National Executive Council, Magaji urged farmers to support government's agricultural policies. Plans include expanding youth participation, providing modern tools and training, offering investment opportunities, and establishing state-level structures to amplify farmers' voice, enhance productivity, and improve resilience across the country's agricultural sector. Moreover, the Nigerian Education Loan Fund has disbursed 140.9 billion naira to 7,000 beneficiaries since May 2024, covering tuition, institutional, and upkeep fee. Over 1.19 million applications were received. The fund planned to extend support to vocational and skill acquisition programs, aligning with President Tinubu's inclusive human capital agenda. NEL Fund emphasizes balancing academic and technical competence to strengthen education, increase employability, and enhance human capital development across the state. Meanwhile, troops of 6th Brigade Nigerian Army killed 4 armed militia and recovered weapons in Usmanu Village, Karim Lamido local government area of Taraba State, following clashes over land disputes. 3 then guns and fabricated AK-47 ammunition and motorcycles were seized. A police officer aiding the militia was arrested. Brigadier General Kingsley Unwa commended troops and called for community cooperation to sustain security and ensure lasting peace in the region. In celebration of 70 years of women in the Nigerian Police Force, Jigawa State Police held a free medical outreach and anti-SGBV work in Dutse, led by ACP Dr. Adebayo Ola. Residents receive medical care, counseling, and medication. Female officers led the awareness work, promoting gender inclusion, community health, and public safety, highlighting women's expanded policing roles. SGBV prevention and contribution to national security since their integration in 1955. Meanwhile, the PDP dismissed former Jigawa Governor Sule Lamido, demand to dissolve the National Working Committee and appoint a caretaker leadership. National Publicity Secretary Ini Imabong cited conflicts with the party's constitution and ongoing court cases. Lamido ultimatum followed disputes over the Ibadan Convention. We now go on a brief commercial break. We'll be right back shortly. Don't change the channel.
Want to score 280 and above in JAMB? At Taraba Business School, we can make your dream come through. Register now for our JAMB and CBT training. Intensive JAMB and WACE coaching classes with experienced teachers is ongoing. You will also be trained on computer-based training, CBT. Visit Taraba Business School today. We are located opposite Civil Service Commission, 183 Hamarua Way, Jalingo, Taraba State. You can call the following numbers for inquiries: 080 602 69140, 070 634 28464, 080 606 60861. Do you want to score 280 and above in...
Welcome back. Nigerian Tax Reform Committee Chairman Taiwo Oyedele clarified that tax identification numbers are not needed for personal bank accounts unless used for business. He noted that BVN data will expose hidden businesses' activities with flagged accounts facing enforcement. Oyedele highlighted investors-friendly tax policies, encouraging youth to shift from immoral acts to the capital market, citing improved return and growing foreign investors' confidence in Nigeria's financial sector. The Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited committed 8.17 million barrels of crude monthly to repay $8.68 billion in oil-backed loan, adding to 90 and NNPC record. About $2.61 billion has been repaid, leaving $6.25 billion outstanding. Projects include Penta, Basin, Eagles, Yield, and Gazelle. Despite low output, theft-related losses, and legislative pressure to halt further borrowing, NNPC continues repayment efforts while balancing fiscal obligations and energy sector sustainability. The National Industrial Court in Abuja ordered United Bank for Africa UBA to pay 1.7 billion naira to former Kogi State Deputy Governor Simon Achuba, stating a judgment debt owed by the state. Justice R.B. dismissed UBA's claim that funds were World Bank monies directing payment to Achuba's Access Bank account. The court also awarded 3 million naira in costs and sanctioned Kogi State lawyer Paul Daudu 1 million naira of conduct. Finally, Kebbi State government, partnering with the World Assembly of Muslim Youth and Nasara Foundation, launched a 5-day medical outreach for 5,000 beneficiaries, providing free surgeries, treatment, and eyeglasses. This brings us to the end of News Hour on SOM TV. Do well to follow us on Facebook at SOM TV and on YouTube at SOM TV Live. I am...
Do you want to score 280 and above in JAMB? At Taraba Business School, we can make your dream come through. Register now for our JAMB and CBT training. Intensive JAMB and WACE coaching classes with experienced teachers is ongoing. You will also be trained on computer-based training, CBT. Visit Taraba Business School today. We are located opposite Civil Service Commission, 183 Hamarua Way, Jalingo, Taraba State. You can call the following numbers for inquiries: 080 602 69140, 070 634 28464, 080 606 608 6